And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. A bit last minute change of plans on what I was going to do tonight. Originally, I was just going to play on my Rex solo, and I was just going to see how that felt. But then the fine gentleman in the call with me decided that we weren't doing that tonight. So instead we're doing this.
Well, we can still play Rex.
Oh, we're still gonna play it. Yeah, we're still gonna play Rex. And by we, I mean me. I don't know what he's gonna play. But it is my honor and distinct privilege to welcome AlderonMatt to my Zilla's podcast, not to be confused with the official podcast.
Exactly.
Okay. Holy crap. There's an activity in chat already. My goodness. My goodness. Okay. Wow. All right. Welcome everyone who is tuning in. I'm super excited to get the chance to do this. It's gonna be great. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get in. Matt, have you already told the broader Discord about the server?
I haven't mentioned it yet, but it's on Matchmaking, so people join.
Okay. Is this a 200 player stress test?
Yep.
There is a 200 player stress test server that is now live to coincide with this stream. So for those of you that want to get a fun little play experience, yeah, it's in regular matchmaking. So feel free to go hunting for it. Okay, how many marks does my Rex have? Enough. It has enough. Okay, cool. Gotta start making my way for a home cave. I'm testing out a new build today and try running something off meta. So, I'm gonna give it a little bit, just let some more people kind of pile into the stream before I really start asking the doozies. So, I guess I'll just start with some light questions. So, how many phones do you own at this point, Matt?
Man, this is tough. Should I know how many I have? Or can I guess the number?
Does he even know is the follow-up question.
I know I probably have around maybe 300 or 400. But at some point you stop counting, like you have an Excel spreadsheet.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
Look, I thought you were gonna say 70. And I was gonna do the whole, wow, that's a lot of phones, Matt. You need help. And then you, what? Why is there a second zero?
Go to Amazon and buy 100 USB-C cables, and then I've ran out, and I've needed to buy another 100. You know?
Oh my god.
But then I've had to buy a hub that does 40 ports or whatever. And then I've had to buy several of those. So.
Is Path installed on all of them?
Well, it runs on an automated test, so they're all connected to a rack and a shelf, and they all run Path of Titan 24/7 testing the game, basically.
Oh my gosh.
So every time a developer makes a change to the game, it reruns the game and runs through a test. And all those phones aren't random phones I picked, they're all players that came in and reported the game was broken. And so we had to buy their phone and then fix it, and then add it to the rack.
Well, I appreciate that level of dedication to resolving issues for players. That's crazy.
Yeah, someone buys a game for $30 and then I've got to
and then you've got to drop
$800 phone or whatever, and then I'm gonna fix it. Yeah.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
we're never like they could buy every skin pack. We're never gonna make out like back on that one, like you know. But it helps. I mean, eventually someone with that phone comes in. But there's 22,000 Android phones, and Path of Titans runs on 6,000 to 9,000 of them.
Wow.
Like unique types of phone.
Wow.
And we only have a small subset, which is like 300 or 400.
Incredible. Technically, okay, so I have to ask this question that someone else put in chat, and I'm only asking it because he's technically my boss, but he doesn't pay me. Arbiter 2427 wants to know if you've seen Mob Boss.
Like the ability or the how do I put it? The Path of Titans Machinima series called Mob Boss. The Machinima series I've seen is the Birdman's one. Anyway, which that is every week.
It's on Some Yam's channel, and I voice act in it.
Oh, that's really cool. I should check that out.
Yeah. No, I've
always thought it'd be cool to like use, you know, that YouTube collaborator feature. You could like use that, and we could like upload an episode on the official Path of Titans YouTube, so it could like
that would be cool.
A lot more visibility.
That would be cool. Stuff like that would be absolutely sick. To absolutely no one's surprise, we'll let me use red. So, minor gameplay goal that I had in mind for when I was gonna be on my Rex just by myself, that I am just gonna... I'm still gonna do it here on the stress test server, and you know what? It's probably gonna be more challenging on the stress test, which will be cool. So the Kai TLC released with improvement, like quest item improvements to, I believe it was Palm Islands, Hollow Hills, Wind Tunnels, and Dry Fang. I think those were the 4. And I wanted to go have a look-see around at all of them on my Rex at some point. I know we're in the hills at the moment, but I haven't actually mapped Palm Island on my Rex yet. I haven't been there, so we're gonna head that away. So all right, I think we can start transitioning into the more difficult. I say difficult. They're not really difficult questions, but they're a bit more thought out. So a question that I've been kind of excited to ask is, does your experience playing other games translate into your work? And if so, what game would you say has been the most influential on the development direction of Path of Titans?
I guess you said development direction, not like I guess the initial development.
Yeah, because like you were working on the Isle before, right?
So interesting story. The Isle and Path of Titans and all these games actually overlap the most with DayZ. Right?
Really?
Yeah, you wouldn't actually understand. People wouldn't really understand, but effectively, I worked on a mod for DayZ for 5 or 6 years, called Breaking Point. It's like a mod for DayZ and armor, stuff like that. And that whole survival gameplay loop, especially from the Isle, was inspired by DayZ. Right? In DayZ, you've got weapons and guns loot, but in Path of Titans, you've got dinosaurs and survival, and like the loop's the same kind of thing, like the gameplay loop.
Mm-hmm.
But in a game like Path of Titans, you're like eating other players instead of like shooting them and stealing their loot, right?
Right, yeah.
But then Path of Titans is kind of iteration on all the problems we had with the Isle, where the game was a little bit too hardcore, and there's a lot of missing features, and there's a lot of things that we wanted to do instead, and make it more MMO-like instead. Because the Isle's not really very accessible from a game.
That is very true. I admittedly don't even own it because I've never really had a computer that's capable of running it very well, just from how its optimization currently is. Oh, well. There goes the stealth. Not like there was any. I'm pretty sure there's people stream sniping us as we speak. But that's okay. Okay, that DayZ. Wow. That's... Huh. I never would have guessed that, if I'm being entirely honest.
And DayZ is a... Well, DayZ is a, you know, inspired... was like... Breaking Point was inspired by DayZ. And Breaking Point's like a group PvP Scorpion Games game. Right? And so Path of Titans is also a group PvP kind of code-based game at the moment. And it's because it's based on that same design. Right? It's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I get you. I'm following.
Unfortunately, a lot of people want to celebrate. They actually want a slightly different kind of game, which we're going to work on. But yeah, the primary group, free will based game, right?
Yeah, kind of like almost like a sandbox.
Like you can group up with somebody, like group up with someone called Zilla, and then when they think their back's turned, you can just go measure them, right?
Yeah, you can just type /health 0 Zilla 17 and just hit enter, and then boom.
But in DayZ, you could, you know, get a can of beans and kill someone after 2 hours of playing with them.
Yeah, honestly.
Right. You know those things where you can waystone somebody underwater and drown them?
Yeah, it's kind
There's
of
always
goofy.
a question like, should that be in the game? Because a game that's super accessible would be like, no.
I mean, it does
But a game
warn
with
you
free
that it's
will, that's
underwater,
survival.
right?
Yeah, well, a game with free will would be like, yeah, screw it, let's, you know, see what
I mean, not
happens.
gonna lie, if I needed an emergency evac from like a really bad location and I had enough of a breather to waystone and one of my friends was like, best I can do is an underwater waystone, and I was on my Rex, I'd be like, send it, I'll swim for it. So I guess having the option there is cool, at least, even if it's mostly impractical. You know, you mentioned group PvP. I guess that's I guess that kind of segues into I guess we can start talking about the PvP side of things. And combat balance. One thing I wanted to ask relating to that is when you or your team are looking at game balance between playables, are there common questions that are asked amongst you that help determine what needs changing?
Common questions?
Yeah, like is there anything that you guys like? Is there any like boxes that abilities might check off that might put them on your radar as needing to be like readjusted?
Well, so usually the problem is balancing a game with this many dinosaurs is really complicated.
That is true.
Dinosaurs. And the Overwatch developers, you know, run home crying trying to balance their couple of characters they have, right, with a couple of limited abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But an open world PvP game like this, all the dinosaurs are trying to be unique and different and not copies of each other.
Yes.
So you can't even really compare stats 1-to-1 because you have combat weight, you have different abilities. And even how long an animation takes could massively change the balance of the game. So we have to look at every aspect of the game. Like we have dinosaurs that we make or TLCs that we do that we can't balance until the animation's done. Because if the animation takes half a second longer, it can change your damage output by a crap ton.
That's true.
So we'll spend time making it, and depending on like how the bite hitbox works and how long the animation is, stuff like that, it's actually really hard. So we have to do playtest sessions, we have to ask a lot of questions, we have to look at players that are new to the game and players that are actually experienced. We have to look at feedback from people playing the game and what they say. We also have to take the feedback with some consideration because everyone always wants their favorite dinosaur buffed and their least favorite dinosaur debuffed.
True.
It's just how it is.
I like to think I'm not guilty of that because I'm one of the biggest advocates against Spino getting buffs, but that's mainly because I don't want it to end up overpowered and then get nerfed into the ground.
Yeah, so that's kind of some of the problems, right?
Yeah. Okay. One thing I Oh, hold on. Before I continue, I'm gonna pause. My internet is lagging out a little bit. I told you to behave, OBS. I told you to behave. I'll let you know when it normalizes. My setup is unfortunately on the complete opposite side of the apartment from our router, and so whenever
Really?
there are
What?
slight network hiccups, I feel it the worst.
What I do for my phone rack is I have 200 or 300 phones per rack and several racks, and then I have to put each one near a different power breaker, so I don't trip the power breaker.
Hmm.
You have to get really creative where you put things.
Hmm. Let's try doing this. Maybe that'll help.
There's only 189 people playing, so...
Only 189, that's crazy.
I remember when the game used to lag like crazy when doing stuff like this.
Oh yeah, I'm honestly really pleased with how the stress tests have been going as of late. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, the stream seems fine.
Okay. I think it's... Yeah, here we go. It normalized again. Frogro! Thank you for the super chat. $5, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, the stream is back to normal. We can go back to talking. And I won't feel bad about people missing out on what you have to say. So... Something I notice is that when a lot of people talk about game balance, they often talk about... They talk about it from the context of, like, this preconceived notion that each dinosaur should be able to have a fighting chance in a 1v1 standoff with any other dinosaur. And I'm of the belief that that's not necessarily the correct way to be thinking about it. I've with the circles of people I discuss game balance with, I've often described it almost like you have to look at it like a point buy system, because every dinosaur, depending on its size, consumes a different number of group slots, and you only have so many slots to work with in order to form a composition. At least the way that you guys are intending us to do it, which is within group limit of 12 slots and such. And so when people talk about stuff like, ooh, Concavenator versus Tyranotitan, or like Styracosaurus versus T-Rex, that's a 2-slot playable going up against a 5-slot playable. And to me, that means that you should really, as a 2-slotter, if you want to pick that fight, you should really have to work harder, and a lot harder, to get that. And is that a view that's shared over at Alderon?
So just a bit of a longer hint on this one. So when we're balancing a game, we have to deal with all sorts of misconceptions and ideas on what people want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people like, hey, this dinosaur's Rex and it's my favorite dinosaur in Jurassic Park, I should better watch it everything. And that's just a preconception coming into the game without any consideration on, like, is it fun and is this balanced, and people want to say, hey, this dinosaur should be this in real life. The game needs to be fun and balanced, and it's never going to be perfectly match real life realistic.
Yeah.
It's a thing, right? The second thing, it's a group-based game, at least for right now. And things are balanced based on group cell sizes and dinosaur sizes and what abilities things have. And I'd hate for the game to be as boring as 1v1 on flat ground, directly flanks tanking each other. That's not really how the game's supposed to be balanced. Right?
I can agree with that.
We're looking at terrain, we're looking at abilities, we're looking at weather, at time of day, you on water. Like, we're looking at a lot more interesting aspects. So
Oh yeah.
if you're like, hey, we're looking at this one dinosaur versus another dinosaur if he's tanking each other, that's exactly not what we're doing. And there's a reason why, say, Campter has a lot more maneuverability versus a bigger dinosaur, regardless of kind of the slot count thing, is because we're looking at an interesting balance between dinosaurs. That's kind of what we're after, right?
Yeah, yeah. And that makes total sense.
Because it's just boring, and so a lot of people kind of want dinosaurs also to be in, you can only group with dinosaurs of your species. The reason why we don't do that. The reason why we don't do that is, first off, we have 36 dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
If we keep adding more dinosaurs, you may be, and this could be true with nesting. There's a reason why you can adopt someone from another species, right? Is because you may be the only person on your server that's that species.
Mm-hmm.
So if we limited grouping just to species, it's really going to hinder the ability to add more dinosaurs to the game.
Yeah, and not only that, but like when it comes to playing with friends, I imagine like it'd be a lot harder. Like say I boot up the game like, oh, I want to play Rex tonight, and all my buddies are like, nah, we kind of wanna go run Styras, and it's like, yeah, or let's say, oh, we just so that way we can eliminate the carnivore v herbivore discussion. Let's say they go, oh, we want to play Conkas tonight, and like in a world where you can only group with your same species, either I would have to forego doing what I want and hop on a Conka to play with them, or I would have to just be like, okay, you guys have fun with that, and then go play my Rex by myself.
And also the other thing is, when you're fighting different dinosaurs with different abilities, it's just more interesting. It's so boring fighting 5 Rexes with the same movement speed, with the same abilities, moving the same way, with the same momentum. It's just not really interesting.
It's so boring fighting Mega Slop.
So I'd much rather fight 5 different dinosaurs or 12 Camptors or some weird crazy combination people come up with.
Yeah, there's just so much more to consider. There's more factors at play.
And really a group that using all the unique abilities and all the right things are going to be stronger than whatever Apex spam is.
I mean, that's the truth.
I mean, I use the word Apex begrudgingly because I don't even believe in the word Apex. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just trade-offs,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I could say Campto's Apex if I want, but it's just trade-offs for different things.
Mm-hmm. We've got a Thal following us now. Interesting. Ooh.
They're gonna have a fun time when we have flying critters.
Oh, I'm so ready for it. You keep mentioning that, and I keep praying. I keep praying.
I've been rethinking like home cave camping, and imagine instead of a debuff in the home cave, we just had a flying critter come up here.
Honestly, having
people wouldn't camp at all.
Having like alpha critter bodyguards.
Yeah, it would be good. Is he really going up to? Is this like a stream sniper?
Probably.
Oh, it's somebody from the Discord from Backer Chat.
Probably, yeah. Backer Chat likes to stream snipe me every now and again. It's kind of fun.
Guys know I can press the N key and see everyone's name right. It looks like it's trying to kill one of the Rimpies.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill him off here.
Yeah, and they're trying to kill Landon.
I missed that bug where you could pounce Dalmor hats and like knock them out of the sky. It's hilarious. I don't think he's gonna make it. Cool. So next question.
Okay.
You want to talk more about balance?
Yeah. I'm
Balance seems to be a pretty hot topic for people, right? So
It is
I'm sure people
quite
have
the
a lot
hot
of nice
topic,
opinions.
and I often find myself engaging in balanced discussions quite a lot. Just because, like, I mean, the PvP space is kind of like where the game's at right now, right? So,
I mean,
like,
it feels like it's a hardcore PvP game right now, and just because the rest of the game's fun, so that's really all people are going to talk about right now. At least until there's dinosaur AI and whatnot.
Yep.
And, you know, better question matchmaking and stuff like that.
The tail attacks will kill them eventually. Sorry, I gotta buck this plaguer off.
Man, people are harassing you so much.
Yeah, it's.
Should we
it's
just
to be
spawn in
expected.
100 alpha credits?
You can certainly do it. Oh, that's not a plague. Ramp. Never mind. It's
I
okay.
think it's a friendly one.
It's okay. My heal rate's good enough. I'll be fine. Rex is kind of built like a refrigerator, so. Yeah, just crouching them, forcing them to dive low. It's the best I can do right now.
Oh my god, so many people on mudflats.
I believe it.
Twisted Forest and Kirkland Swamp and Giraffe and Kangaroo are all hotspots. But it just looks like a hotspot across the whole map.
Slid that behind me. Okay. I know if I ask about specific playables, it's highly likely that you'll respond with no comment. So I'm trying to be careful with the questions that I ask. I don't want to put you on the
I
spot.
mean, you can try. I can't promise I can answer everything because I don't work on combat. But
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything at the moment.
do you know the interesting thing about balance is people reading the changelog versus playing the game completely different results. Like, we could change the stats in the game right now and no one even notices.
Yep.
But if we don't change the stats and we put them in the changelog, it'll affect what dinosaur people play and how people see it.
That's
And
true.
what even people think's balance. So it's real hard to test your change independently of, like, opinions that may or may not line up with the actual change.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean,
So sometimes we have to A/B test stuff. Like, can we change this? Will anyone notice or care?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I tried to, I mean, when I saw the nerfs to Serato, or I say nerfs, the side grades that Serato got with the Thal TLC, I kind of withheld my judgment about it and was like cautiously optimistic because like a lot of its abilities seemed to be improved upon despite the fact it was getting its combat weight reduced. And then when I went and like tested it out and put it into practice, I was very happy with how it performed, even though, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, it got nerfed in such and such a way, or what have you.
There's still people that are
Oh, they're
upset
plaguing
about
me
the-
out with the ramp on the Thal tactic. Okay. Oh wait, no, it's this guy. I just didn't realize it was on me.
Yeah, it reminds me of the concatenated nerf, I think.
Yeah, the Conka nerfs.
Where I still see people complaining that concatenated is too OP. People still murder. So it's kind of interesting how people take this stuff. And people play it. But apparently concatenated was like outperforming Serato, I think.
It was, yeah. It was.
So, Oh, I have a default skin. Do I need to change skins? Oh. I just made this character recently, guys. I don't have a new character. Okay.
Just gotta hope and pray that Tyler doesn't show up.
What's the best rampage skin, guys?
Oh, it's a flute slap. Okay. Alright, well, that's actually gonna hurt, so.
Firebird. There's a reason why we have to make the regular skins in the game look good.
Yep.
There you go, fix my skin. I have the red ring.
Alright, I think I got the Kai to leave us alone for a bit, at least.
It's got no health.
Yeah.
It's like a single bite. It's gone.
I don't know why he's still trying. I know you're not on the balance team, but I am curious. What do you think is the most well-balanced dinosaur on the roster currently?
I don't know if I could agree anything's balanced. You know?
Really?
It's probably like various levels of unbalance. You know?
Could you elaborate
whenever
on
you
that?
guys talk about balance, you're talking about like PvP. You know?
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
thinking
survival's
like
an
critters,
aspect
AI
of it as
dinosaur,
well.
the environment. I'm thinking about like what the styles look like. You know? Like I remember a killer beta, we had this whole thing going where it would like have a raptor pack multiple scout. And though some people was like didn't like that, right? They wanted to play solo.
Yeah.
So even if you say, hey, this is balanced and this is doing what we want, someone might have a different play style and they might say, hey, look, if I'm trying to play this thing solo or I'm trying to play this thing in this play style, it may not be balanced that.
Yeah.
Ironically, StarCraft never had a balance patch in 10 years. And the balance was changing every day.
Just because,
people
just
find
based
out
on what
new
people
things,
would
yeah.
run, yeah.
But like last balance patch in 1998, and in 2010, like, you know, certain things were really overpowered and unbalanced that weren't fighting as well. Like sometimes a player will find a really, really good strategy and completely wreck everyone on a dinosaur you guys think are weak right now.
Yeah.
And we may have to make changes to that dinosaur. We don't want to kind of like take away someone being good at the game because that's you know that's also nice. But what happens is someone finds out a really cool strategy and it gets, you know, everyone finds out about it, and then that dinosaur playstyle is now permanently extremely OP for everyone playing. Right?
Yeah. True.
So it could be a bug, it could be an exploit, and so people read the changelog and maybe they had a bad time with that dinosaur and they were dying a lot. They don't understand that some player has figured out the most cracked strategy, and completely dominating everybody. Where like people report them for cheating, or people think they're hacking, or quit the game. It's like it's really hard to actually balance.
Where did this rat go? Come here. Come here, I'm hungry. Where did you go? This is the worst.
Some people saying you should change the game audio because I'm quiet a bit.
I can turn you up.
Okay, why don't you turn the game down a bit?
Yeah, I can do that too. Just turn you up a smidge, and then get my...
When will the quests that reward new skins be? I'm a big person to collect and customize skins. It's probably going to be with the metric system. So there'll be quests you do that part of the metric system that rewards skins.
Yeah.
It
I'm
could be
excited
like
for the metric
surviving
system.
survive until adult as Rex, unlock a skin, or it could be, you know, all sorts of stuff, right?
What
Or yeah, people. Go on.
what sort of stuff do you plan on having on the metric system?
There's like thousands. We have like a whole bunch of skins pre-made waiting for the metric system coming up.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, we may have like hundreds of skins made waiting for the metric system to come out that have been sitting, cooking, waiting. As soon as metric drops, we can drop it with all this cool stuff.
That's awesome.
It's actually like 98% done. We just need to like stress test it on the PTB or something. But it like tracks like the distance you've walked and how many crit kills you have. And,
Oh
like,
my god, you're
how
gonna
many,
actually
like-
give me something to play Spino
like how many
endlessly
hours
for.
have you played on a dinosaur and how many like near-death experiences you have. Like has all these like crazy stats about how people play the game.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm so excited for that.
You know, it's like how many quests you've done, how many critters you've killed, how long you've walked, how long, you know, how many people like kill one of every dinosaur and unlock the skin. Like there's all these cool like random stuff like that. It's actually not a quest, but it's like a separate thing that's like always on. So you don't need the quest to do the metric. It's kind of like a blend between a metric, a leaderboard, and a achievement, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
So they're basically like, you could turn off the normal quest system and still have an enjoyable, crazy amount of stuff we can do just in the metric system. And eventually the metric system will hook into the console achievements. So we'll have a thing that's like survive to add to Rex as an adult or whatever, or travel, you know, this many miles or whatever on the map.
Yeah.
And you'll get an achievement on your console for that. You'll get a metric, you might get a skin. There's this cool thing we're looking at doing where if you unlock the metric on official servers, it can carry over to like community servers and stuff that we're looking at, but you know, how it works exactly, we'll have to wait until it ships, but it's pretty cool.
Uh-oh, Stego coming.
So the thing about the metrics thing, it won't be retroactive for most things because the game was just mostly not tracking that kind of thing, unfortunately.
Well, honestly, that's I'm kind of okay with that personally.
I mean, it gives new stuff for people to do anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And there's metrics that are per dinosaur too, and per account. So a per account one might be, you know, get all dinosaurs to adult, or get one of every dinosaur to adult. But a per account one might be, you know, survive as a Rex until adult or something like that, right?
I can see that. How long did the coding for matchmaking take you?
It's actually not a lot of coding. Like the amount of code that it took me is probably like a week or two. But the problem is it needs like other people on the team, like the back end.
Yeah, I know it's still waiting on
Right, and it needs,
on
like-
the transfers and such. I was just curious
So
how much work
We'll
it
have
took
real, we have real bottlenecks that are like, I've done my piece of the D&K campaign, but I'm waiting on someone else to do that part.
Like you made the map, now you're waiting on someone to name all the villages.
Yeah, or like Ripari, the map could be done, but there's no quests, so we can't release the map.
Yeah.
So you've got to wait on a quest person, alright?
Yeah.
And if you looked at when Ripari came out, it didn't have a lot of quests. Right, so I was like, Ripari could have came out a year earlier.
Mm-hmm.
We're just waiting for more quests. We don't want to be really behind. But even now, probably doesn't have enough quests.
I think I can outstamina Stego. I want to believe that I can trot it down. The food would be nice.
So people asking about PvE, so
Yeah.
right now we're mostly
talk
waiting
about
on
that.
dinosaur AI. And then dinosaur AI will battle like help fill out the ecosystem of the servers. And then we'll battle use the dinosaur AI in quest. So we're mostly waiting on that.
Okay.
Do you plan to introduce environmental effects like tornadoes, extreme weather? It would be cool, but it's just going to be really hard on some problems. That's kind of the thing. Like, we worked on a system where aquatics could see through the water surface.
Yeah, I saw that was
And
on the playtest branch.
It was on the PTB. It's the coolest thing ever, but it just breaks people's computers. I don't know why. Like, making a game like this to do something really simple, it's actually really complicated.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like you could do it in 5 minutes, but to validate it works on all the GPUs and CPUs and graphics driver versions is like months. And then you got to validate it doesn't break performance and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a group PvP game instead of a solo survival arcade experience. Yeah, basically. We'll add a solo mode, but it's not really what the game was designed around. It's kind of like someone that rides a bike using a road. Like the road was really designed for a car. But you can still use the road. You can add backlight, you know?
The fact that the Stego has been able to fully sleep along this walkway unpunished with all these tiles in the water is crazy.
What are they grouped up?
I don't know. I think the tiles just mostly want to eat me. There's a Sarco now too. I think it might be the moment where I pause and get some stam.
The thing I like about AI dinosaurs is all for servers that have low player counts. It'll be a great addition. People about to play the game single player, which would be awesome. Like, could you imagine playing the game single player and having a really good time still?
That would be
Having
cool.
a really cool experience.
Yeah, single player actually being, you know, playable outside of just fetching screenshots would be dope.
Oh my god, you got like 6 people out there. Let's go. Does this happen every time you play, or is it just because you're streaming?
I think it's just because I'm streaming. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no, that's bad. That's really bad.
Arian's gonna hack our reach.
Oh man.
Imagine Albana spawning like 50 campers, okay?
You.
And when AI dinosaurs come out, okay?
The albinos just like start like broadcasting as you're chasing them, and all the AI dinos in the area converge to help it, like the like it's GP.
I remember working on AI for the Isle, and I added this feature where I was streaming, I think, where if a dinosaur call spams, the AI gets upset at you and kills you.
That's awesome.
But it also kind of did a roar when you roared to call back. And what
So you
happened
knew?
was I'd roar, and then all the AI would roar, and then all murder each other. Because the call spam feature.
That's funny.
I didn't think it through. Yeah. Will we get more home cave decorations soon? I'm sure at some point. I mean, when the metric system works, will that unlock home cave decorations with and stuff like that?
Do you guys have more any more plans for home caves outside of just cool little rooms.
Yeah, we're gonna make it a little more cooler.
Okay. I don't need details. Just nice to know that there's something.
I mean, some people only play the game for home games.
That's
Right,
crazy.
so-
But
I mean, you think you play the game for like Rex and Spino and PvP? Some people play the game for the home game. Everything else is boring.
I mean,
Like, the
I have some
game's gotta-
people in my community that play for the questing, and they don't like the PvP.
Well, I think the questing sucks. Right? I'm hoping it gets better. Right?
Yeah, that's my opinion on it.
I can't comment on the game. I think most of the game sucks. Right? Like we gotta finish it. Right? Like it's cool, but
Guys, clip
we got a
that,
lot of-
clip that.
a lot to do.
Matt said the game sucks.
Yeah, it's like I'm the most critical person of their own game.
I mean, what artist
Like
isn't
people like, hey, the
critical
game's
of their own
fun. Like
art?
we have fun in this game. Like this is like a early access beta game. And like I don't know, man. It's like not done. So like I have 40,000 hours, you know, in the game. Like what? Really? You don't get bored of it? I mean, we don't even have any of the end game content in the game.
Oh, endgame content.
Yeah, like stuff to do when you're adult, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's kind of like playing World of Warcraft and only implemented level 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when you get adult dinosaur, let's say you're level 100. And so people are like, oh yeah, when are we going to have in-game content? I'm like, I'm going to do level 11. Yeah, like we're going to need more...
Is that Stego?
We're
just
going to need
camping
more
the
interesting
home
stuff to
cave?
do just for growing and not for like when you're an adult.
That
dinosaur,
Stego has
you know?
home cave buff for sure. For sure. Or he's bluffing, and he's doing a really good job of bluffing. Either way, I'm just gonna walk on past him. Yep, there he goes. Well, off to Dryfang we go. It's gonna be a bit of a walk, but we're gonna go.
We're gonna need in-game content. We're gonna need, like, we have a whole bunch of cool ideas on what to do. You know, like, can we do like a territory capture area, or can we do?
Oh, I would love
could
that.
Could we do like a dungeon or something you can run that you have to fight other critters or AI dinosaurs in to complete or whatever? Like,
Boss fights?
what
Question
is it?
mark.
yeah, could we do like boss fights with like dinosaur AI? Like there's so much cool stuff we could do, but we're gonna wait for the dinosaur AI to get done. But I want there to be like an end game where you have cool stuff to do that's rewarding, even after you've grown your dinosaur to an adult.
I
Yeah.
couldn't ask for more than that. That's honestly, that would probably stick the game in my top 5 of all time, without question.
Well, you get to adults, like, what are you gonna do? Nest some people in? I mean, there's nothing to do, right? So like, we need to finish the growth experience first, and then we're gonna make the end game stuff after, right?
I mean, yeah, you don't want to start with the end game stuff, because then how is anyone going to interact with it?
Like, I could see growth actually taking longer once we actually have a lot more cool stuff to do. Like the reason why
If it's
so
more,
short
if it was
now.
more engaging, I'd be fine with it taking longer.
Like, it could easily take, you know, let's say it took like, I mean, some people can grow a dinosaur in like a couple hours now, right?
Yeah, especially hats.
Like,
and
let's say
Val.
it took like a week to grow a dinosaur, but it was like fun the whole time. You know what I mean? It's like actually
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
Kind of like, you know, leveling a WoW character or something, or like something that's like
that would certainly make
Right.
death actually punishing.
something that's
It
actually
would,
fun.
it'd give people an incentive to survive instead of just kamikazeing themselves all the time.
But there's, like I said, it's one of these. Doing a survival game like this has a lot of building block problem, right? Like DayZ has a huge lack of in-game problem. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think the Isle has some Elder system where you just get old and die. That sounds boring to me. You know?
Yeah,
Let's do something fun.
I've
Let's do
seen
like
some
a,
gameplay of it, and I admittedly am very turned off by it.
like, could we have like a Waystone thing that's like a thing you can teleport in? You teleport into a dungeon or a battle arena, or you know, some kind of like cool quest or event or something, you know? Or
Mm-hmm.
could we do some instancing and have some cool things going on for people, right? Like there's a lot of cooler stuff we want to do that we haven't got to yet.
Yeah. That all sounds very exciting to me. I like dinosaurs. I like MMOs, and so dinosaur MMO has a lot of.
It's not really a survival game. It's not really a MMO. It's a custom planet style.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really fit into a single thing.
Yeah, it covers a lot of bases.
If we made this too much like an MMO, it would have like PvP flags, right? I think people would hate it.
True.
I'm sure some people like it, but could you imagine if we had like PvP flags?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in terms of endgame stuff, why not nest in a dinosaur AI that you could like, team up with and grow with or whatever, right?
I would love to do that. I would do that for 100%. Oh my gosh, having an AI minion as a reward for like keeping it alive.
To make interesting quests for a dinosaur game, you have to get really creative. Because we don't want to do anything that's like too unrealistic,
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes in the same
like we can have an
vein
inventory and you can, do farming or something, right? Like we have to get, like, what would a dinosaur do that's actually cool? It's actually going to be interesting.
It's kind of in the same vein as like how designing new abilities for dinosaurs can be tricky, because it's like, how many different ways can you make this thing bite something?
Yeah, look, there's only so many bites and so many things you can do. You have to get creative, right?
Mm-hmm. The question off topic from game balance and more around the monetization of the game that I wanted to ask. I have my own personal suspicions on why skin bundles are on a rotation as opposed to being available on the market 24/7, barring, of course, the holiday packs. But I wanted to know if you guys are able to talk about the reason behind why the bundles rotate instead of all being available.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to create a system to kind of like rotate them automatically,
Mm-hmm.
in the store or something, like every week have something different or whatever. But I mean, the main reason why you can't fill your store up with stuff is you get a lot of friction. You go to supermarkets, like you want to buy honey and there's 400 different brands. You're probably going to leave out and buy nothing, right? And too much bloat and too many things just adds a lot of friction, and people end up not getting anything at all. So, like, mathematically, like, having a lot less stuff is actually better. But we're also trying to avoid, people overspending, stuff like that, right? We actually don't want.
Mm-hmm.
There's these memes where people have a mobile game, they spend 100 grand on it, and you're like, how?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How much money did you spend on Diablo Immortal?
Oh my gosh.
100 grand?
You guys have phones, right?
No.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
Like, the game's trying to be a buy the game once, get the whole game kind of thing. We're not trying to, like, over monetize the game.
Yeah. Could you give me just one moment? I'm getting a phone call from my boss real quick. I think she about dialed me. Sorry about that.
You're like, am I fired?
No, we've got I work in catering, and we've got a really big event at the building we work out of tomorrow, and so I thought it might have been related to that, but nope.
So, should we talk about matchmaking?
If you would like to.
Yeah, sure. What questions you got?
Well, you've been in some of my streams where I've talked about it and kind of described how I thought it was going to work. And several times I said, Matt, if you're listening to this and I'm wrong or lying, you can either correct me or you can say nothing and then make fun of me when it comes out and I'm wrong. So if I have the option to ask now, has my assessment been wrong so far on how it's actually going to function?
Well, sir, let's see your answer on how you think it's gonna work.
Okay, so I'm under the impression that currently we have an order of operations of you pick a map, queue into a server, then you pick your dino, and then after you pick your dino, you can then proceed to make a group, right?
Yep.
Always Tylos. Always Tylos. Sorry. Then, so what I'm thinking is going to happen is you queue in, or you boot up your game, right? You're on the main menu. At the main menu, you pick your dino and make your group in some order, right? Whichever order you do that doesn't matter, so to speak. But then, after that, you pick a map and then queue into a server. And then you continue playing there on that dino with that group until such time as you want to swap dinos, or at which point you would then have to leave the server and reconnect into a different one. I'm under the impression that if you die, you aren't forced to server hop. But a lot of people seem to be of the belief that you will be forced to server hop when you die.
Yes, sir. How to work for a group, right, is someone will select a game mode, right, which will be on the matchmaking list. If the game mode, right now we just have like Pendura, Rhyperior, Gun, right? Let's say Rhyperior is broken up into two modes. So there's a solo mode and there's a group mode, right? If you hit the solo mode, you'll pick your dinosaur. It'll have a region, like if it's in the US or Europe or Australia, and you'll matchmaking. And for the solo mode, you can't change dinosaur once you're on a server. Right? You can play the game, you can die, you can spawn back in, but you can't change dinosaur mid-server.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
If you want, you can swap dinosaur, but you may get placed in a different server. Right? So immediately on the solo mode, revenge killing's gone, and we can matchmake you into a server based on what dinosaur you're playing. Right? For the group mode, like I said, you're about to join a group from the main menu. You're all about to pick a dinosaur. If someone doesn't have a dinosaur, they'll about to create a dinosaur in the server, for example. And you'll need to pick a group combination that matches the diet and the slot count. Right. So it needs to be 12 slots. Obviously, this is open to change. We could have modes with different slots. We could have modes with more or less, or different combos. But effectively, there's a group mode and there's a solo mode, right? If you want, a solo player could go into the group mode by themselves, and it would kind of be like playing the experience now, right? We're just playing the game, but there's a lot of groups, right?
Yeah.
If you want a particularly hard experience, you could do that. I wouldn't want to do that. But if you want to go to the solo mode, play by yourself, you can.
I would do that if I was playing an Apex, but I wouldn't do it on anything else. Or a 5-slot playable. I wouldn't do it anything short of that.
Yeah. Now, the group is persistent. So if you leave the game and open the game, you'll still be in a group, and your buddy can rejoin. So there's no like your friend disconnected, you need to go back to the main menu and rejoin.
That's super convenient. I know there was a lot of questions about that.
There'll be a button that's just like rejoin game. Like, let's say your game crashes. There'll be buttons like rejoin game. You just rejoin with your group.
That's
you
super
actually
nice.
won't need to make a group in game. You'll be pre-grouped from the group you made earlier. Right? So whoever made the group will be the leader. And you'll it's kind of like a persistent group that works throughout the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the main thing is, like I said, everyone's in the server and they're compatible slot.
Yeah.
You won't be able to just join any server off a friends list. You will need to kind of group up or invite someone. Now, there's some questions about how strict we want to be. We're going to have to see. Like, if you die, can we put you on a new server to avoid revenge killing?
Mm-hmm.
Or can we keep you on the existing server? So that's totally up for debate and how it rolls out. I'm suspecting that we might actually not need that. I think it'd be pretty convenient if you had a groupmate die and you have to re-queue 7 and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be really annoying.
For solo mode, I'd like that to be a thing. But we'd probably do it in a way that's kind of seamless, where you kind of don't even know. You know? We'd probably also, for the solo mode, would probably hide the playlist and not even tell you what server you're in. You know,
that's probably a really
hide
good
the playlist.
Solution. Yeah.
Disable grouping. Right.
Yeah.
So this update fundamentally changes the game, and it's massive and huge for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the game's, this is for matchmaking official, obviously community servers come back the same. But the game will never really be the same, and it's kind of fundamental re-architecture of the game.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of things we like about the game, like you can find random people in the world and group up, and those are really cool, and people really like that. I suspect some of those people might not like this new system, but the kind of benefits outweigh some of those aspects.
Yeah, I would say.
If we wanted to do that thing, we'll still have it as an option. If people want to add mode that's like a mega packing mode and there's no limits, and it's popular enough, we could add that if people want, like a big team battle mode. But for right now, we're just looking at a solo mode and a group mode.
Right.
With the option of people going into the group mode by themselves. There'll be some things we do on our side, like there'll be some tricks we do, like balancing dinosaurs based on what dinosaur you pick. So if you pick Rex, we may put you in a dinosaur. We may put you in a server based on the dinosaur. If you're a certain group size, we may put you in a different dinosaur. We may like set it up so there's not too many servers in one, too many Rexes in one server. There's not too many like adult dinosaurs in one server, or too many juvies in one server. And we'll try to make a balanced ecosystem based on what dinosaur people want.
Right.
And we'll actually be able to fill AI dinosaurs out on area dinosaurs that don't people want. So let's say everyone in the game only played Rex. We've got to split it up so you all don't go on the same server. And that there's other AI dinosaurs to fill out the space. If that makes sense.
Yep.
So we're trying to create a balanced ecosystem of different players and different skill levels, and different growth levels, and different abilities and stuff like that.
Right.
Sorry,
I'm just gonna cheese the water here because this is flight.
The cool thing about this kind of system is, if we want to do something like potentially, like I said, have it make it easier for you to group up with your group in the group server, we'll better do that. General LDS is asking the chat, like, how do you find friends? We're gonna figure out how to add a way to find people to group up with from the main menu. Right. So.
Yep.
We'll have some kind of system that's like, hey, I want to find a group with Rampies or I want to find a group with Rexes, or I want to, we'll find some system where you can find other people to play with.
Right.
There'll still be the chance of meeting random people and helping new players, but it'll just be a little bit more friction than what it is right now. And it's kind of like a price we're willing to pay for a balanced game. Like, it's really cool meeting the random people and adding people, and it's good how to do that. But it's not worth the game being unbalanced and spammed with mega packs and avoiding full experience for that kind of thing. Two people saying the game volume's a bit low, or too low, or I'm too low.
I think you were just talking quietly.
Sorry.
You're fine.
So, if you're in a group, we don't necessarily have to have you spawn randomly on the map. Like, we could even have you spawn with your group if you want. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much stuff we could do. We'd obviously have to make it balanced, so you can't just, like, you know, create a mega pack and just spawn as a group and mark everyone. But we don't have to have you play the game randomly for an hour trying to find the group. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very possible we could find a area on the map that people aren't and spawn your group there as a group. You know what I mean? It just depends on what we're going for, right? But I don't really know how it's going to go until we actually test it. We'll see what people like and what they don't like.
Right. Oh, great. Of course, flight gets me low on health, and then everybody comes out of the woodworks.
Also, another cool thing that's cool is we can balance, like, you know, how many thals are on a server.
Right.
So you don't have 20 of them show up and harass you all at the same time. Once we know your character before going into the server, there is a limitless amount of stuff we could do on how to make the game better. If we want to balance people based on how good they are at the game, how many people they've killed, you know, maybe if they're struggling, we put them on the easiest server, maybe if they have issues with ping, or, you know, like, there's so many things we can do if we know what they're playing.
Right. I think I'm gonna have to take a different route into Dryfang. This one's not going so well.
If your Discord groups might be still not grouped and on the same server, it's going to be real hard to get in the same server. And you may not even be able to play the same dinosaurs, right? Like, you may be, let's say you want a Discord group that has 10 Rexes in it. You all might get put into 10 different servers. Right?
Yeah, and there might not be anything they can do about it because of the ecosystem balancing.
Right, and then you might run into dinosaur AI, right? That you may run into other mechanics that we're adding. All of I'm casually talking about the game while Zilla's planning her life.
So true. It's a good opportunity for me to let you talk without interrupting you.
How long until the game done being a preview? The game being a preview has a lot of benefits. Right? Like, the patch approval time's less, and we can patch the game more frequently, and there's, like, a lot of benefits, and we don't want to lose them until we have to. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if the game is not a beta on PlayStation, people may need PlayStation Plus. Like, this is the whole thing, right? There's all these weird cons not being a beta. Being a beta and game preview is actually a huge advantage for speeding up the development of the game.
Right.
Can we nerf the alpha critters? Well, the alpha critters might get rebalanced once there's dinosaur AI, but you may be dying to the damn dinosaur AI instead.
I need to find a critter. Like bad. I'm getting hungry. Speaking of hungry, I've got some spaghetti next to me that my wife made for me.
Probably going cold.
Oh, it went cold hours ago.
Is Duck ever getting a remodel? I mean, I wouldn't rule this stuff out. I mean, we could remodel anything. If you want to.
Yeah, guys, there's nothing
It's just
saying
a
they can't go back to
time, money resource thing.
Yeah, every time they remodel a playable, that's more money they're investing into that playable that's already in the game that could have been invested in adding something new that's not in the game yet. You know? Not to say they can't do it, but it's not free.
We've saved one person in chat, Flippy Z or whatever, $240 by being in a beta. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's a win. We're gonna see if we can get rid of needing PlayStation Plus and PS4, but like I said, if the game comes out, it might be like it's. But yeah, there's advantages being a beta. I can sell profile pictures. I don't know. I'm sure we can. I don't know if I really want to sell them, but I'm sure we could add more to unlock or whatever. Really, you'd like do a metric or a quest and you get a profile picture upgrade or whatever. With regions like RC only having to use sometimes 3 servers per map, I don't see matchmaking stuff with mega packs. Well, so the first thing is, even let's pretend the matchmaking update did nothing. There's other mechanics we'll add to the game that will also help the mega packing. Like the matchmaking thing is going to be huge because it's going to stop revenge killing, and it's going to make people have to make more choices around how they play the game.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, if you're a solo player, it's going to be solo mode. But there's other things we're going to do to help mega packing, which is like dinosaur AI will be huge for helping out. Because you're not going to just run the map from one side of the other map to the other and harass someone or someone streaming. Because you're going to run into other players and other dinosaur AI. Like, it's not going to be so trivial. But there's going to be other gameplay systems that we do. For example, like if we want to rebalance food or water or stuff like that, we can rebalance that dynamically around the map to spread out the focus. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So even if people want a mega pack, they're still going to need food, they're still going to need resources. So it's not going to be as trivial. And even if they are, eventually I see the game being more popular in Australia anyway once it releases. So dinosaur might be a solid thing too. Like the game's just getting more popular over time, so I imagine by the time the game's out or release, you may have like 10 or 20 Australian servers. You know? Like we can always do more marketing in Australia, right? I can get more players on those servers.
Oh boy, more raptors.
I feel like this is just a 100v1 game. And everyone's trying to track you down.
True.
How is dinosaur AI to help against mega packs? So, if you think about mega packing, the first thing is you need food. You need a whole bunch of friends. Right? You all need to get in the same server. So every change we make is going to be an extra barrier to running into a mega pack. Like, let's say we eliminate 95% of the mega packing, and you run into like one every once a week, for example. It's going to be a much better choice. I'm not going to say there's never going to be one ever, but the goal is to like reduce it by like 95, 99%. And ultimately, if we make a mode where you can mega pack, people are going to go over there and play mega pack stuff. But the cool thing about Dinosaur AI is it's going to link into the new quest system. And the new quests are going to be so much more interesting, and we're going to have in-game content. And people are going to prefer doing that over Mega. So it's kind of like a layered approach. We're not expecting one thing to solve everything. Like if expecting one mechanic to change the whole game by itself is like pretty unrealistic. Like it's going to take like 5 or 6 things layered on top of each other. It's just kind of like anti-cheat, you know. For anti-cheat, we don't have battle eye. We have like 5 or 6 things layered on top of each other. And so whatever it doesn't stop the problem, the next one catches. Hey, you doing okay over there? Are you doing okay, Zilla?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
You sound like you're dying. Will Dino AI play like critters? No. The Dino AI is probably going to play a lot more like actual players play the game. Didn't think audio is still out. I would stop someone from mega packing random players. If you want to try to do that, you're welcome to try. I suspect you're going to have a really hard time. Maybe you'll be able to pull it off once after like 5 hours of joining servers, then that's on you. But it's really going to be reduced by a lot.
Stream's having a bit of a struggle at the moment.
Seems to be doing a lot. Let's see how the server's doing. We have 192 people playing. Why is there so many people, huh?
I don't know.
Should we just triple your combat weight? Okay.
I wouldn't say no to it.
Guys, if you keep bringing people to stream snipe Zilla, we're gonna have to triple his combat weight.
We're gonna have to triple the combat weight, guys. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
This killer really wants my booty. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Finally, food. Ugh. What a hunt. Feels more like I've been getting hunted, though. Okay, what other questions do I have that I could ask now that the stream's normalized again? You know, I have to ask, what is the most fulfilling part of working on this game for you?
Cool, sorry, I was just increasing your health of myself.
Oh! Uh-oh. Wait, for real?
It's now doubled, okay?
Oh. Oh.
Okay. So, what is the most thrilling part of working on the game? I mean, there's a thrilling part of, like, working on a bug for a really long time and finally fixing it. Like, we've had a bug for, like, a year or 2 years that we've been trying to fix it, and eventually fixing it is, like, pretty awe-inspiring. But the other thing is, really working on the game kind of boring, kind of really grindy.
Mm-hmm.
The like satisfying part is actually releasing the game and seeing people enjoy it and send positive feedback and like playing the game. Like working on a game like this isn't fun the whole time.
I can't imagine that
it's
it
kind
would
of like
be.
really grindy, right? Like let's say you're working on a game for like 10 years. There may be a period of 3 or 4 years that are really awful, really grindy. Like not like the game's not fun or anything like that, but it's like a development way. It's just gonna be, you know.
Yeah.
So getting kind of past that, you know, like that's kind of like when we see dinosaur AI and stuff like that come into the game, like it's gonna be really satisfying to kind of work on again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's some phases where you're like working really hard on the game, you don't see no noticeable differences. It's kind of like someone doing exercise and not seeing they lost weight, and it like takes so many minutes to show. It's kind of like a delayed work. Like the work you put in the game has like a delay on it actually. Like you can work on new quests for 6 months or the metric system for a year, and it takes a while to pick up. What's going with trophies? It's mostly due to some kind of bug or exploit you need to fix. And just like matchmaking, trophies something like that. I don't think Matt will talk about how far the air dinosaurs are. Look, they're spawning in and they're running around. And the hard part you have to do is turning all the abilities. Because like there's so many abilities now, we didn't make them when dinosaurs were a thing. Or air dinosaurs were a thing. Are you still getting wrecked and you have double the combat health?
I was charging face first into the back end of a Barsboldia because the extra health made me bold.
We need a more customizable hub. We just hired a UI programmer. We have never had a UI programmer before. We also hired a new UI designer. So they're actually going to go polish all the UI and we're going to actually get a programmer to improve all the UI. I don't know how long it'll take. I mean, some people can take 3 or 6 months and even be useful. But we hired a UI programmer and a UI artist. Is community trophies a trophy different from official? We actually added more trophies. I think the last update of the F84 we added new trophy mods. So there's actually more now. But people can mod in new trophies anyway, so. Any more land critters? I mean, I want to keep adding critters forever, but it's just a resource that... If I had my way, I'd have every Australian critter as a critter in the game. You still doing okay, Zilla?
Yep, doing just fine. You know, I'm gonna flip the script a little bit with this next question. Maybe you'll find it interesting, maybe you won't. Do you have any critiques of the critique video that I uploaded over the weekend?
It was the one I commented on, right?
Yeah. Like, do you think I came off a little bit too harsh, a little bit too finger pointy? Because those are some things that I think I could have probably improved upon a little bit.
It's probably some like definitional stuff, you know, like
okay, yeah.
When I say early 2026 or whatever, like,
yeah, it's just a misunderstanding of
like quarter one or
terminology.
quarter two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's probably some like definition thing. I mean, that's kind of why you avoid making promises at all. But
yeah.
I figured when I wrote that announcement, I've got a pretty good idea of what we're doing. I wouldn't put stuff in the announcement or the blog post that I wouldn't confident in. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
So.
All the raptors are all back.
But people being impatient about working on the game, really, like, I get it. You know? I'm like, we're not happy how long the game takes to make. You know? if games take like 6 years to make, you're only gonna make so many games for you. It's like it's a huge deal, right? And the longer a game takes to make, the more money it costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You talked about the Kai TLC. I mean, you know why that was split up, right?
Yeah, I know why it was split up. Yeah. I wasn't. I actually don't think I talked about like
in your
how I felt
description,
about
you talked
Kai.
about like update consistency. It's hard to use the fourth quarter as like a gauge of update consistency because like we spent 2 years working on that update, you know?
Yeah, I was more also referring to like all the TLCs that we got leading up to that when I was talking about update consistency, because it felt like we were getting an update, like a meaningful update every 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes 4, but all in all pretty pretty quickly paced.
I don't want to have a boring year where we're just doing TLCs all 2026.
Yeah,
You know?
I get that.
Like we could pump out a new TLC every 2 weeks or whatever, or 3 weeks or whatever, and get through a whole bunch of dinosaurs would be cool. But we're doing stuff like prototyping new mechanics for Microraptor or whatever that like don't even exist, like that no other dinosaur has access to in the game.
Yeah.
You know, we could spend like 6 months just working on a new mechanic that's just for Microraptor and no other dinosaur that's gonna like radically change the game. We're just prototyping to see if we can even do it. Like, is this even technically possible? You know?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that take ages. Like, we've been working on metrics for like 2 years. We've been working on Rhyperia for over 2 years. And there's some stuff that are like, there may be 5 or 6 things that we have that are 99% done, that are waiting like a final piece. You know, maybe they have a critical bug, or maybe they have a missing section. Or it's kind of like having a house where you've laid every brick and there's like 1 brick missing. It's kind of like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So updates don't have to be. We try to make them consistent. Like, it would be cool if you had new things every month. But I'm not really looking at having all the updates linear. You know, like I want to have the game leave game preview or leave beta, and we're like thinking about how do we get there to where the game leaves beta, right? Like, that's stuff I think about. So there's probably going to be periods where like, hey, this patch didn't have a lot. There's also the question of like, hey, if you don't have a lot done, is it worth patching? And usually it's a whole bunch of behind the scenes stuff. That like, even if we have nothing to patch, sometimes patching the game is good because we stay in the workflow of patching the game. And the longer you wait for patching the game, the harder it is to patch the game. Have you ever like taken like 3 months off work? And then you have to go back into the workplace, and you're like dreading going back to work. It's like a long holiday.
Yeah, I actually had
like
that when I went on paternity leave.
You're just like out of the zone. We like being in the zone, and we like regular patching. Like every time we're patching the game, we're testing our patching environment, right? And like our QA's team ability to test stuff on time, and we're testing a whole meta pipeline of the development process. So even if we don't have a lot done visually facing, it's still good to stay in the room and patching the game. Yeah. I'd like to patch the game every month, at the minimum, if possible. Ideal dream world, I patch the game every 2 weeks or every week, right? But it's about optimizing, supporting a live service game versus getting the game done.
Yeah.
Because we could like have a new Dino 2 TLC thing every week if we wanted to, but we might be making the game development take longer in the long run to actually get out of beta.
Yeah.
Like, TLCing all the dinosaurs doesn't mean the game leaves beta.
Correct.
It doesn't even mean we made the game better, we're just TLC the dinosaurs, right? So like, there's certain criterias that we actually need to finish for the game to be beta, and they're actually hard, they actually take years, right? If that makes sense. So like the metric system, We've been working on off and on for like 2 years. You know?
Yeah.
It's gonna come out when it's ready, but it doesn't fit cleanly into a patch cycle that's done every month, right?
Correct.
I don't know if you have any strong opinions on that, or you're just busy getting killed.
No, I don't have a strong opinion on that. It's completely understandable. I mean, like, you want to get the game done. That's where you're balancing the priorities between what the community wants now versus what you know the community kind of, I guess, needs.
Because the
community
community might say, hey, look, this dinosaur really needs a TLC.
Yeah.
And like doing a Kai TLC may be a waste of time. But we know there's Kai players that really want a Kai TLC.
Yeah.
And we know that we just shipped the Tyler, and we know that we're going to need to do this thing to contract to this other thing, and we may not people may not realize why.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People say like, hey, why isn't this dinosaur got a TLC? And it's like, maybe there's a mechanic, or there's a push we're going, or there's a certain direction we're going that doesn't actually line up to do that thing right now. There might be a team member on the team that is going through real life problems, right?
Oh yeah.
Having family
Life gets in the way all the time.
You know, hey, this person's having a kid, or this person's doing this or that, or this person's sick, or this person's got a brain tumor, right? Like, there's all sorts of big problems that happen. And, you know, we don't really go to the community like, hey, sorry, this person might have a brain tumor, like, this feature is delayed, or matchmaking's delayed, right? It's literally, it's something personal happening to them, and I'm also not looking for, like, to farm that kind of like sympathy from people either.
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand that.
Like, it'd be real easy to be like, oh yeah, sorry, this team member had their family member die, and farm sympathy from people. I'm not really looking to do that. Like, it's a personal thing that happened to them, and they might not even want to talk about it, right? So I try to avoid that stuff, and I try to focus on what's priority. You might have a situation where a team member is sick, and he's the only person that knows how the code works for this one feature, right? Yeah. And that might mean all the TLCs are doing. People also asking about the game audio again. Do I just bump me up a bit more, or?
Yeah, I can bump you up a bit more.
If you're not getting killed.
You are just a quiet individual, but that's okay.
Should we just teleport over to mudflats or something? Or is it gonna get
I feel like this Achillo's gonna feel robbed of the fight, but like they're not making any progress on me either.
We'll spawn in 100 alpha crit totals and we'll teleport to mudflats. Okay?
Great idea.
I'm good. Who knows if this person's
hold on.
I think
these people might want to fight here.
Could you give small raptors climbing ability? I mean, we could. It's definitely not ruled out. Right now we're just focusing on it for one dinosaur, but we have to be careful, because whenever we give an ability to too many dinosaurs, it can make each dinosaur not unique anymore. I don't think you're ever going to be out of the fire, right?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think we're able to get a move on, I think. Boss fight in Mudflats coming up.
I mean, you're getting harassed by like, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
It's a bunch of
seven
mid, it's a bunch of
people?
it's a bunch of mid tiers that keep running off to heal. Realistically speaking. Uh-oh. Turtles are coming my way. That's okay. I can just strafe away from them.
Should we go to like a less populated area or what?
Well, if we're wanting to give the server a boss fight, the most populated area would be better, wouldn't it?
Well, it's like I said, people can play with the game morning, so as long as people, as long as that's fine. Should I bring you over to Mudflats?
Yeah, do it. Let's do it. I can't wait to get accused of cheating.
Yeah, you're totally gonna get banned. Just tell people it's on the stress test server, okay?
Yeah, it was on the stress test. We were testing some potential Rex combat balance changes.
Did the Rampy come with you or not? I have no idea what
no, it did not.
It's so funny.
There's a Sarko over here, Anno, Kentro. Okay, I want to see if we can kill this crocodile first. That might be... Oh, it's gonna run for water? Can I clamp a Kent?
Okay, is the audio gonna be better? No, you guys know.
Could be. Oh, there goes the Kentro.
Okay. Chat, post your questions.
Yeah, post your questions, chat. Matt will do his best to answer them while I sit here and fight people.
In terms of mudflats being too popular, though, we'll fix it eventually. The thing that I see a lot is on this stress test server. If you check out the map at some point, Zilla,
Yeah, it's
there
red
is
all over
1,
the place.
2, 3, 4, 5. It's red everywhere.
Yeah.
At some point, if mudflats is randomly a hotspot and randomly not, and a whole bunch of areas there, is it really a hotspot?
Yeah.
But really, the hotspot's gonna go away when we have matchmaking, rebalance the food, and rebalance the quests, and have new quests, and have dinosaur air.
True.
Are we gonna make existing quests like knocking over trees, digging up burrows, and hives more attractive? Yes. I can't really comment on the Pandora TLC since we haven't even started it yet, so. Any development of the secret back of dinosaur? I mean, yeah, we're working on it. But we've got a couple other things to work ship fast, like Microraptor and whatnot.
I'm sure somebody's gonna ask about leads, like lead sickties. Do the Spino duo want to tango with the
Why did
Rango?
Concavenator get nerfed? We talked about it earlier in the stream. It was overperforming by a lot. I mean, it was doing what, more damage than Shredder?
I mean, yeah, and Riptide Conka was winning face tanks against Land Conka with Riptide versus regular Bite. So like its DPS output was even better than its like with the condition met. I should preface with the wet condition met, the DPS was outperforming a like DPS ability. So.
Do you think something could be done against people that regularly stream snipe? We're gonna actually just add a streaming mode where you can't see people's names on the server they're on. And the matchmaking will help with that because you won't be able to just easily get in the same server.
Oh, cool. That should be fun. Man, everybody's just looking. Everyone's looking and nobody's fighting. What is this? Why did the two Spinos run away from me? I want
Any
to eat
progress
them.
on the nesting TLC? I mean, I can't promise to be soon, but we want to add the ability to like pick up your children, your child dinos, or nested dinosaurs. And there's just a whole bunch of nesting TLC mechanics. You wouldn't be about nesting an AI dinosaur. There's just like a lot of improvements we could do. We want you to be able to like unlock a skin for helping your nested dinosaur to an evolve.
Bugger. Just gonna keep wing beating me? Oh, nope. He's gonna... Okay. I guess that does it.
Will further improvements be made to chat to prevent toxicity? Yes.
I do want to say on stream live that I personally like the recent change to global that was made. With only being able to it's only if you've purchased the game, right, that you're able to access and use global. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, people can make endless alt accounts otherwise, right? And there's no stakes.
Yeah, exactly.
At least if someone is abusive in chat and they get banned, they lose 30 mods. But if you can make accounts for free, you can grift endlessly, right? Do you think you can have solo players returning to juvie if they have a nest? I mean, it's possible. But you'd have to think of like, why would they want to do that? Will the AI dinosaurs be playable? So yeah, it's going to be all the same playables. I mean, I'm sure we could make like a boss dinosaur that has a unique skin and like some kind of event dinosaur, but it's probably going to be existing dinosaur. Thoughts on borrowing playables? It's cool, but it's kind of hard to code. Will there a way to access the first wave of referral skins? Yes. Will players be able to group up in the home cave as a player lobby? Yeah, that'll be a way to find it. A way to spawn in with your group easier would be nice. It just can't be overpowered. I think the skin unlocking thing automatically would be cool. I got bitten by a sucker. I'm getting death robot. Will the main menu get revamped with matchmaking? We've already revamped it a little bit. There's so many people here.
Facts.
Do you have to lower your game audio?
I don't know. I'm waiting on these Sukos to die. They're tougher than they look.
Should I just spawn in some critters if people aren't all flanks?
I mean, up to you. Super chat from SuperMatt7902. Can we see a quadrupedal mode for Spinosaurus to allow Spino to regen or spend less stamina on land, losing claw attack until standing back up? Thank you for the super.
Yeah, I can't make any promises, but we can, you know, can't rule it out, so we might better do it. Is there going to be more functionality added to home caves? Yes. Lifetime challenges with skins and rewards? Yeah, we're going to do stuff like that.
I see everyone's running from the critters right now.
And me.
And you're running.
Which is crazy, because they got me so low, and they didn't want to finish me off.
I need a dinosaur that makes people like unable to speak. Was unable? Whatever the word for it is.
Mute?
Mute. Yeah, we need I need to call them mutes dinosaurs so I can.
I think someone in backer chat suggested that Microraptor be given the ability to fly into dinosaurs' mouths and suffocate
Can we
them
just get
with
like
its body.
a call and all flyers get muted? Okay.
Yes.
An anti player harassment call.
You know what would be really interesting? This might make bars too powerful, and I don't know how balanced this would be, but it would be really cool if if Bars's deafening bellows actually like had a muffling effect on all of your game audio while you're under the effects of it. So like you have a harder time hearing footsteps and distant stuff, and everything just kind of gets quieter in like a slightly distorted kind of way.
I mean, I've always wanted a dinosaur that can mimic other dinosaur calls. I think that would be really funny.
Mimicry would be funny. You think 5 Titans are coming out from Dry Fang? It's just a Microraptor.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, these suckers want nothing to do with me. Dang.
Did we miss a question from Rippy?
Perhaps.
Do you know what he missed?
Oh, I think we did. Rippy, thank you for the super. Was it an oversight that Anno can't counter Rex's fracture immunity with Tenderize?
Probably. I'm not going to be 100% sure on that one.
Because Rex's thick boned gives it immunity to fracture and bone breaks. But of course, Anno has Tenderize, which after you land 10 hits, like when you stack it up to 10 times, and then the Tenderize activates. And when the Tenderize activates, you gain, you lose your bone break and fracture immunity buff that you get after being fully bone broken. But of course, that's a buff that is applied to your dinosaur after you actually have the status effect applied to you. Whereas Rex's thick boned is just kind of like how it works, you know?
We need a critter that just goes after the highest health dinosaur instead.
Something like that.
Cool, I might head off in maybe like 11 minutes or so. So let's
Yeah, that's fair.
let's get any fun questions from people. You know, that matchmaking update's not going to cure itself.
True. Yeah, guys. If matchmaking gets delayed again, it's my fault. It's because I had Matt on for an interview, and he couldn't work on the game.
Hours of work done, but no, we're streaming the game.
It's all my fault. I made him sad with my critique.
Talking in the community is very fun.
I think these Sukas are gonna kill me.
Why did I leave the Isle team? I mean, it's mostly because of the work environment.
Yup.
So.
Good job, Sukos.
I mean, I don't want to say anything negative about the Isle, but it's just not a good.
I'll say negative things about the Isle. I'll do it. I will be the villain. Just not today. I'll do it some other day. Let me see. I think somebody had questions. I got a laundry list from somebody.
Will there be more than 3 subspecies? I mean, I would love to add more, but I gotta convince Jiggy, sorry.
I think it would be super cool if there were subspecies that were locked behind metrics. They don't even
Yeah,
have
you
to
can unlock
necessarily have like a unique.
Have one that you unlock when you get to an adult. You know?
Yeah, I don't think you necessarily need to have subspecies with different bonuses than the ones that exist right now. You could always just copy paste an existing bonus just onto a different subspecies, so that way there's no like power creep or like build optimization gatekeeping there. But like Spinosaurus mirabilis got discovered pretty recently, and that thing would be super cool to have as a subspecies.
Yep.
But of course, we have to talk Jiggy into it. What do you think? What do you think it'll take, Matt? What do you think it'll take for me to convince Jiggy to get Spinosaurus mirabilis into the game?
I don't know. It's gonna be hard. Because she has to model it, right? Or someone else on the team has to model it. Sorry, it's just
True.
we're like taking her work
Shucks.
off working on a new dinosaur or something, or you know, something. Like
Yeah. And Spinal players already got treated really nicely with the TLC. We should probably not ask for more. We already got the best end of the deal.
So, any final questions for people? Does anyone have any controversial questions?
Ooh, ooh! You just opened the floodgates with that one. Do you, ooh, I have
can't
one.
talk about Eller's TLC, unfortunately.
I have one.
There will be cool stuff coming, but I can't talk about it.
There's a super $5 super chat from James Powers. Thank you so much. Said, Matt, are there any plans for another sauropod on the roster?
The main thing with sauropods is we can't add them too big. Yeah, that's the main problem. Like, we don't want to add any sauropods bigger than a Margo at the moment. Is the problem. Just because
Also-
the map's not designed for it.
Landon, thank you for the super.
But it's we definitely wouldn't rule it out. So like we might do it in the future, but we want to focus on the dinosaurs we already have left that people have been waiting years for before we can add any new dinosaurs. Like some people have been waiting for Microraptor since 2019. You know?
Yeah. Ooh. Is perma-death mode ever coming back?
Yeah, but it's popular now.
Because I personally really enjoyed the permadeath test. I think it was a great mode.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite mode.
Yeah.
Will we get humans like the Isle? No.
Thank the
don't want
gods.
humans.
Oh, what a
You
relief.
actually don't want humans, huh?
Ooh, I have one. Are you planning on there being lore in the game? Because those rock formations around Riparia have me highly suspicious.
Classified level 10 coming to this one. Okay. Hi, Save Run X. Are you behaving yourself and not playing the game?
I'm
we don't want
sorry.
to have to
I'm
send
sorry.
a court
I can't.
order to your house to
I can only laugh every time you say that, dude. I saw that when you replied to his comment, and I about lost it.
You're banned AF, okay? And you're gonna stay banned, okay?
Oh, man. Zeronix, I do wish you the best in the future in whatever endeavors those may be, but it appears those endeavors
Wasn't
will
he
no
calling
longer be
people
involved in
maggots,
path.
okay?
I don't look.
You can't have any good you can't have any good things to say about someone calling people.
I'm not
maggots, okay?
saying good things. I'm just saying that I hope that maybe he has a change of heart, and in the future, and he improves as a person.
A change of heart,
human
you'll be able to
being.
play a different game that's not this game.
Yes, that's what I mean by future endeavors that are not here. Yeah. Whew. Be real. Did you give me that Rex bug tracker out of nepotism?
I didn't even know how you got it. I didn't even give it.
Okay.
I gave you the Spino bug tracker. Though.
You what?
check that out. Yeah, I gave you the Spino bug tracker.
What? You're kidding.
No, you're kidding. I don't know if you need to restart your game or not.
I would probably have to. It's not appearing, but
Check it.
Thank you. You didn't have to do that. That's super cool. You know,
Will
on the
communities
bright
increase the
side,
dinosaur to 60? I'm sure we'll have that.
in the future, if I do get another BT code for Rex or Spino, that means I can do something with it. Maybe have an event, give it away, do something cool. Who knows? Maybe I can.
If people ever want to do an event, we can always what's it like? Can we
Maybe-
have a bug tracker skin for an event or something? And sometimes they'll
Yeah.
let you do it.
I mean, maybe we could have. Maybe we could have paid buff drops.
You just got a super chat?
Super chat from Solo. Say, oh, oh dear.
Don't worry, we'll keep him banned. He's permanently banned forever.
W.
If they make an account,
W
if they make an
Solo.
old account, please report them, or we'll get you a bug tracker skin for
Oh, man.
they're banned.
Crazy.
There's a bounty on making sure they're banned.
Thank you for the super chat, Solo. Thank you. We should 1v1 again
Not only
sometime.
are they
Solo.
banned, they're also bad at the game, or bad at PvP. Okay?
Ooh, he said it. He said it. He said they're bad at the game. I mean, granted, Matt has said I'm bad at the game too.
Yes. Probably better than me, though. I don't get a lot of time to play my game because I'm working on it, but yeah.
When it's finished. When it's finished. You'll have time. You'll have time. It'll be great. I mean, you kind of played today, but you spent most of the time just in God mode, attached to my hip, doing nothing. But that was kind of fun.
What is the lore behind Flooded Cave? That's classified. I can't tell you that one.
It's gonna be a dungeon, guys. Just you watch. It's a dungeon.
When do you drop meteors on mega packs? That's when we add it to the creator mode. Okay, we'll add a meteor to the creator mode, then you can just go drop it down somewhere.
Are there plans for more environmental hazards like the tar pit and dry fang?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to do it.
Heck yeah. Love to hear it. Well, I think we're getting close to that that foretold minute mark. So, I would just like to say, Matt, to you, thank you so much for coming and talking to me about the game and stuff. I love all of the transparency you have with the community. I think the engagement that you have is fantastic. I love to see it. You and all of your team do a fantastic job working on this game, and you guys are some of my favorite developers. And so I just wanted to extend a huge thank you from myself and on behalf of the community for coming to talk about the game. However, limited we may have been due to me getting sidetracked in, a limited questionnaire, so to speak.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure I could do like a Discord space order and have people ask questions.
Yeah. I would love to have you on again towards the end of the year, once we've seen the year play out with updates, and even if it's like
We
it
finally
especially be
deliver
great.
on the golden age of Path of Titans.
When
and
that
you
golden
say,
era gets here,
all my
I want
criticism has been wrong, and I retract it all on the games.
Yeah, it's gonna. I want you and Jiggy here so I can get on my knees and beg for forgiveness for ever doubting you.
Imagine having doubt. Well, thanks for the. I guess the Zoomers call it glazing. I guess sounds of it, but
Yeah. I'll
hope
admit
you-
I'm a kiss ass. I'm a brown noser. I'll own it.
You're supposed to be critical of the game. People are gonna think you're paid off by the developers now.
Hey, I before you offered to come here and talk, I was genuinely considering doing a part 2 to my critique stream where I talked about all the good stuff from this last update. I think I might still do that, but it's definitely gonna have that. It's definitely gonna have that nepo baby energy, and maybe I'll lean into it. Who knows? Goose, thank you for the super chat.
Cool. Yeah, thanks to Supercat. Yeah, we'll do another Q&A. Maybe I'll do an official podcast. I don't know.
Heck yeah, official
keep
one
this
would be
going.
super cool.
I do want to work on the game, but I don't mind taking some time out to talk to people.
We appreciate it,
cool.
Matt.
Cool,
Alright.
and I guess I'll leave the stress test server up for events if it crashes.
Heck yeah, stress test, baby.
Alright, I will see everyone later. Good luck, have fun.
See you, Matt. Thank you. And then there was one. Well, with that, everybody, wow. Just wow. What an opportunity. What an opportunity, honestly. And the turnout on this stream has been absolutely insane. I just want to say thank you to everybody who came by, to everyone that engaged with the chat. I know I wasn't, but I promise you, Matt saw what y'all were asking, saw what you were saying. Your voices are being heard. I just want to affirm you on that. If ever you had any doubts on whether or not Alderon listened to you guys, listened to feedback from the community, I want that doubt to be cast away right now, because they do listen. And I think that's one of their most admirable traits. I'm super excited to see what they do with the game going forward. I just, yeah, it's gonna be super cool. Make sure to like the stream, share it around to anybody that you know that may have missed it, so they can get in on this. And if you would like to, I would appreciate it if any of you who haven't could hit that subscribe button. We're shooting for 1,000 before the end of the year. It really helps me out, and it will help me continue to make content like this for you guys. And with that, I think I will go ahead and wrap up the stream, and so that way we can all get to enjoying this 200-player stress test that Matt so graciously booted up for the stream. So, once again, thank you all so much. You're all amazing. And I hope you're all standing beside me, looking towards a bright and hopeful future for this game, because I know I certainly am optimistic. Even though the Kai TLC kind of stung a little bit when it dropped, I've processed my feelings, I've voiced my concerns were heard. We can move on with optimism. Have a great night, y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow.